People keep telling me fuel additives are snake oil. Maybe you've said it yourself. And honestly, for most cars, in most driveways, you're not entirely wrong. A bottle of additive poured into a basic port-injected family sedan isn't going to move the needle much. I'll give you that. But here's where that argument falls apart. You don't drive a basic family sedan. You drive a BMW with a direct injection engine. And the engineering difference between your car and that sedan is exactly why this conversation matters. And why ignoring your fuel system is exactly how BMW owners end up with rough cold starts, misfires, and injector jobs that run into the thousands of dollars. Today we're going to go through this properly. Not opinions, not forum folklore. Engineering, chemistry, and facts specific to your car. The engineering decision that changed everything. To understand why your BMW needs more attention than the average car, you need to understand one fundamental engineering decision BMW made starting in 2006: gasoline direct injection, or GDI. In a traditional port-injected engine, the fuel injector sits upstream of the intake valve. Every time the engine cycles, fuel sprays across the back of that valve on its way into the combustion chamber. That fuel, and the detergents mixed into it, continuously washes the valve clean. It's an accidental self-cleaning system that's been quietly keeping engines healthy for decades. BMW's direct injection system works completely differently. The injector fires fuel at extremely high pressure. We're talking upwards of 2,000 psi, directly into the combustion chamber. The intake valves never see a drop of fuel. Not once. Ever. But here's the part most BMW owners don't realize. This buildup can start as early as 30,000 miles. And by 60,000 miles, on some engines, it's already affecting your performance. So if no fuel is touching those intake valves, what is touching them? Blow-by gases from the crankcase ventilation system. Oil vapor baked onto the back of those valves at temperatures that can exceed 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Over time you get thick, hard carbon deposits that restrict airflow, cause rough cold starts, create misfires, and kill the performance BMW engineered into these engines. That rough start you noticed on a cold morning? That slight hesitation when you get into boost around town? A lot of BMW owners assume it's a coil pack and spend money replacing coils, when the real issue is carbon buildup that's been quietly building for tens of thousands of miles. This is not a rumor. BMW themselves developed a factory procedure to deal with it: walnut blasting. Literally blasting crushed walnut shells through the intake ports to strip the carbon off the valves. Independent BMW shops across the country have waiting lists for this service. The problem is that real, where fuel additives actually fit, and where they don't. Now, and I need to be precise here, because this is where arguments go off the rails on both sides. Fuel additives travel through the fuel system. They cannot reach the back of the intake valves on a GDI engine, because fuel itself cannot reach the back of those valves. That's the whole problem. If you've heard me recommend fuel additives, and you thought I was claiming they'd clean your intake valves, I'm not. I've never said that. Anyone who tells you a bottle of additive will fix your carbon valve problem is either confused or trying to sell you something. What a quality fuel additive absolutely can do, and does very well on BMW engines, is clean and protect everything the fuel does touch. And on a BMW, that fuel system is under far greater stress than on the average car. BMW's direct injection injectors sit inside the combustion chamber. They open and close thousands of times per minute under intense heat and pressure. Deposits form on the injector tips over time. When those tips get fouled, the spray pattern breaks down. Instead of a fine mist of atomized fuel, you get larger droplets that don't burn cleanly. That means incomplete combustion, rough running, power loss, increased carbon on your piston crowns, and over time, the kind of abnormal combustion that can cause real internal damage on a high-compression turbocharged engine. And this is where most people get scammed, because not all fuel additives contain the chemistry that actually works. Most of the cheap bottles on the shelf, they're largely useless on a modern GDI engine. Here's how to tell the difference. The ingredient that separates a legitimate fuel system cleaner from colored solvent in a bottle is called polyethylamine, PEA. It's a nitrogen-based detergent chemistry developed by Chevron in the 1980s, and it has one property that makes it unique. It stays chemically active at the extreme temperatures inside a running combustion chamber. Temperatures that break down every cheaper detergent into useless residue. Cheaper additives typically contain PIB, polyisobutylene, which acts more like a dispersant than a true detergent. In controlled engine testing presented at the SAE Powertrains, Fuels and Lubricants Conference by researchers from Chevron Oronite, products containing only PIB showed essentially zero cleaning benefit on GDI deposits. Products with high-quality PEA formulations achieved injector cleanup values of up to 100%. That's not marketing. That's published engineering research. Products confirmed to contain PEA, Chevron Techron Concentrate Plus, Redline SI1, Gumout Regain High Mileage, and Leaky Moly Proline Direct Injection Cleaner. That last one is worth highlighting specifically. Leaky Moly is the brand you'll find in BMW dealerships across Germany, and their Proline GDI formulation is built specifically for high-pressure, high-temperature injection systems exactly like the one in your BMW. What you want to avoid: anything labeled fuel injector cleaner without PEA listed on the label or safety data sheet. Check before you buy. Top-tier fuel. Good, but not enough. Now let's address the next argument. The refinery already puts detergent in the fuel. Top-tier gasoline exists. You don't need additives. And again, partially true. Since 1995, the EPA has required minimum deposit control additives in all gasoline sold in the U.S. Top tier is a voluntary standard created by a group of automakers, including BMW, that sets the bar significantly higher. Top-tier fuel is good, but here's where people think they're covered, and they're not. BMW's own owner's manual for the 5 Series specifically states, and I'm paraphrasing the actual manual language here, that to avoid harmful engine deposits, it is highly recommended to purchase gasoline from top-tier retailers, and that using poor-quality fuels may result in the need for unscheduled maintenance. That's BMW, in writing, in the manual that came with your car, telling you that fuel quality matters more to your engine than it does to an average car. Here's the issue. Top-tier stations account for roughly half of U.S. fuel sales. That means on any given fill-up, there's a real chance you're not at a top-tier retailer. And even when you are, top-tier sets a minimum standard. It guarantees your fuel isn't terrible. It doesn't guarantee the detergent package is optimized for an engine running 10.2 to 1 or 11.0 to 1 compression ratios under turbo boost. Your N54 runs 10.2 to 1. Your B58 runs 11.0 to 1. Those are not average engine compression ratios. On an engine under that kind of thermal stress, injector fouling that would cause a mild stumble in another car can contribute to low-speed pre-ignition, a type of abnormal combustion event that can cause serious internal engine damage. This is not a theoretical concern. It's one of the documented failure modes on turbocharged GDI engines. So, use top-tier fuel when you can. Always run 91 octane or higher. BMW specifies it for a reason. And use a quality PEA-based additive periodically on top of that. These are not either slash or choices. They work together. BMW's own engineers just prove the point. Here's the piece of this conversation I don't hear discussed anywhere else. And it's the most damning evidence of all. BMW has been quietly acknowledging the limitations of pure direct injection for years. And the way they're fixing it tells you everything you need to know about how seriously they take this problem. The original B58, launched in 2015, is a pure GDI engine. But in the latest update to the B58, what BMW calls the B58 TU2, first appearing in the 2023 X7 and 740i, BMW added a second set of fuel injectors. Low-pressure port injectors, positioned upstream of the intake valves. They serve one primary purpose: to spray fuel over the back of those valves and recreate the self-cleaning mechanism that port injection naturally provided and that GDI lost. BMW literally had to re-engineer their engine to fix a problem that direct injection created. That should tell you everything about how real this issue is. Toyota, Volkswagen, and other manufacturers have made the same move, adding port injection back alongside direct injection, a dual system, specifically because the intake valve carbon problem inherent to pure GDI is real enough to justify the added complexity and cost. These are not small companies making careless decisions. They're solving a problem they know exists. Now, if you're driving an N54, N55, or an early or mid-generation B58, you don't have that dual injection system. You have a pure GDI engine. which means the intake valve carbon issue is something you are managing, not something BMW has already solved for you in your specific car. Walnut blasting at roughly every 40,000 to 60,000 miles for N54 and N55 owners. If you own a first or second generation B58, keep a close eye on your mileage and pay attention to the symptoms. Rough cold starts, slight hesitation under boost, idle that's not quite right. Those are the early warning signs. Your complete BMW fuel system protocol. Let me give you something concrete to walk away with. For things, this is the protocol. 1. Always run 91 octane or higher. BMW specifies it. The compression ratios of these engines demand it. Running 87 in an engine designed for 91 increases thermal stress on your combustion chamber and accelerates deposit formation. It's not optional if you want the engine to last and perform the way BMW designed it. 2. Use top-tier certified fuel whenever possible. Shell, Chevron, Costco, BP, Mobil, all top-tier certified. This is your fuel quality baseline. BMW calls it out in the owner's manual by name. 3. Add a quality PEA-based fuel system cleaner every 5,000 to 7,000 miles. Not every tank. That's unnecessary. Periodic use. The products I'm confident in for BMW engines specifically, Chevron Techron Concentrate Plus, Redline SI1, and Leaky Moly Proline Direct Injection Cleaner. Each of these contains confirmed PEA chemistry. Each is formulated for the kind of high-pressure, high-heat injection system your BMW runs. $10 to $15 every service interval. That's your injector protection. 4. Walnut blast your intake valves on schedule. If you're on an N54 or N55 and it hasn't been done in the last 40,000 miles, get it done. Budget $700 to $1,000 at a quality independent shop. It's not a small number, but it is considerably smaller than the bill you'll face if heavy carbon deposits cause a misfire that damages a valve seat. And it's a service your engine genuinely needs, not because some shop wants your money, but because BMW built the engine that way. These 4 things work as a system. The octane protects combustion. The top-tier fuel provides the baseline detergent. The PEA additive cleans the injectors and combustion chamber. The walnut blast handles what the additive can't reach. None of them replaces the others. All of them together is what proper BMW fuel system maintenance actually looks like. The people saying fuel additives are snake oil aren't lying. They're just applying a general statement to a specific situation it doesn't fit. For a port-injected economy car on decent fuel, fine. Marginal intervention at best. But you own a BMW with a direct injection engine, a high-pressure fuel system operating under extreme thermal stress, and a well-documented engineering limitation that BMW itself has since spent money and complexity solving in hardware. Your maintenance strategy should reflect those realities. Quality PEA-based additive, used periodically. Top-tier fuel. Correct octane. Walnut blast on schedule. That's not overkill. That's matching your maintenance to your engineering. If someone in your life still wants to argue about this, send them this video. And if this was useful to you, subscribe. We cover BMW maintenance the way it deserves to be covered. See you in the next one.